Chemistry concerns with the substances with which the matter is composed of, their reactions, their properties, and how these substances can react with each other and form new products. So for fill in the blank questions, you will be given options there. That is, the answers will be already given, and from that you have to choose the correct option and fill in the blank. Solution, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics are very important because you have two numerical problems from each of this chapter. Hello everyone, this is Ambli Unnikrishnan from the Department of Chemistry. So today I am here with the introduction class for the second PUC 2024-25. So in this session we will be discussing about the syllabus that we are going to deal with in this year, that is 2024-25, which all are the chapters, the mark distribution, the weightage, the blueprint, as well as the question paper pattern. All of that we will be discussing in this session, right? So in today's session, first we'll be seeing what is chemistry, the branches of chemistry that we'll be dealing here, as well as the course structure in theory and practical, as well as the question paper pattern, blueprint, and which are the reference books you can rely upon, right? So first of all, what is chemistry? Chemistry concerns with the substances with which the matter is composed of, their reactions, their properties, and how these substances can react with each other and form new products, right? So generally we can say it is all about chemical reactions, their properties, and so on, right? So there are majorly different branches of chemistry based on which the 10 chapters that you have in your syllabus is being divided. So you have organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, as well as physical chemistry, right? So these are the branches that you have in your syllabus, right? Now moving on to the pattern of examination, you have theory for 70 marks and you will have a practical exam for 30 marks. As it is a practical oriented subject, this complete 30 marks, that is your internal marks, 30 marks, will be completely from your practical examination which will be conducted in the lab, right? So which are the experiments which is included in this 30 marks we'll be discussing towards the end of this session, right? And the 70 marks that you're going to score will be completely for theory, right? So this 70 and 30 together will be out of 100 marks. So 70 for theory and 30 completely will be from the practical exams, no assignments or anything. It is completely from your lab experiments, right? Moving on to the chapters of your second PUC. The first chapter is solution, right? The second chapter is electrochemistry. So the first chapter, as I said, is solution, wherein which we will be studying what are the different types of solution, what is concentration of solution, how you can express the concentration of solutions in different methods, right? And then you will be studying solubility, vapor pressure, and the important part of it is colligative property, right? So it is a very important chapter because it has a good weightage of numericals as well. So it is a very important chapter in regards of theory as well as numericals, right? Moving on to the next chapter, that is electrochemistry. So wherein we will be studying about the relationship between electrical energy and chemical energy. That means how chemical reactions can bring about or can produce an electrical energy. Same way how using electrical energy, chemical reactions can take place, right? So that is also an important chapter where you will have numericals. Moving on to the next one, that is chemical kinetics. So chemical kinetics is a branch wherein we will be studying in detail about the rate of the reaction, okay? So rate, it is a chemistry word that we use instead of speed that we use in physics, right? So when we'll be discussing about the speed of the reaction or rate of the reaction, and how does the rate of the reaction depend upon various factors like temperature, concentration, etc., right? So you will have few derivations coming in this chapter as well as numericals. Moving on to the next chapter, that is D and F block elements. So an introduction to this we have already studied in first PUC under the chapter classification of elements and periodicity properties, wherein we have studied various S block, P block, D and F block elements located. All of that we have studied, right? So here we are going to study in detail about the D and F block elements, their properties, their physical properties, chemical properties, all of that we are going to study, right? Yes, so this is a theoretical chapter completely where you will not have any numericals, right? Moving on to the next one, that is coordination compound, which is the 5th chapter. This is a completely new concept for you, right, wherein you will be studying few theories and what are exactly coordination compounds and new terms. Beginning with the new terms, we will be discussing this chapter. Moving on to the next one, that is 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th chapter. All these 4 belongs to the organic chemistry part, right? So the first one is haloalkanes and haloarenes. Next is alcohols, phenols and ethers. Then you have aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid. And then you have nitrogen containing compounds, that are amines, right? And the last chapter is your biomolecules, that is the 10th chapter, right? So in total you are having 10 chapters, wherein which the first, second and third chapter, these 3 belongs to the physical chemistry, and DNF blocks and coordination compounds comes in inorganic, and the next will come in organic chemistry. So let's discuss that in the upcoming slides. Now moving on to the question paper pattern. So you have a total of 10 chapters that you have to study. Now we are moving on to the question paper pattern. So you have Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D and Part E. So total you are having 5 parts, right? So you can see here 2 Part A's are being written. That means Part A consists of 2 types of questions. That is, one is MCQs, that is multiple choice questions, and another one you will be having fill in the blanks, right? So for fill in the blank questions, you will be given options there. That is, the answers will be already given, and from that you have to choose the correct option and fill in the blanks. So the first section in Part A is MCQs, and you will have a total of 15 questions, out of which it is necessary to attend all the 15 questions. There is no option there. So you will get a 15 marks from this Part A, first section, that is MCQs. Moving on to the second part in Part A, that is fill in the blanks. So you will have 5 questions there, in which it is necessary to attend all the 5. So you will get a total of 5 marks from there. So from Part A, 15 plus 5, you will get a total of 20 marks, right? So Part A completely you do not have any options. It is completely necessary to attend all the 20 questions, right? I hope the Part A is clear. You will have MCQs as well as fill in the blanks. Now moving on to Part B, you have 2 mark questions, that is short answer or 2 mark questions you are having. So a total of 6 questions you will be having, right? In the question paper you can see 6 questions, out of which you only have to attend 3. Right, out of 6 questions given in Part B, you only have to attend 3. So for each question, you will have 2 marks. So that means you will get a total of 6 marks from this session, right? From Part B, that is, you will get a total of 6 marks. I hope it is clear. Out of 6, only 3 you have to attend. Now moving on to Part C. Now Part C also you are having 2 sections. Part C, first one is, again, both are 3 marks itself. So Part C, the first section, what you are having, inorganic chemistry questions you will be having. Right, that is from DNF blocks and coordination compounds, you will be having 3 mark questions. And from there, again, 6 questions will be there in total, out of which only you have to attend any 3, right? Any 3 you have to attend. So 3 into how many you have to attend? 3 mark question it is, right? So you will get a total of 9 marks from this part. I hope it is clear. Now moving on to the next session of Part C, wherein you will get again 3 mark question, but from physical chemistry part. That is the first 3 chapters, solutions, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. There also you can see a total of 4 questions will be there, out of which any 2 you have to attend. So 2 into 3, you will get 6 marks from this part. Okay, so I hope Part A, Part B and Part C is clear. Part C is having 2 sections, 3 mark questions from inorganic chemistry, 3 mark questions from physical chemistry. So from the first section you need to attend 3 questions, from the second section you need to attend 2 questions. Now moving on to Part D, which is the long answer one, you will have for 5 marks. So this 5 marks will be split into 3 plus 2. Right, 5 marks will be split into 3 plus 2, and here you will have a total of 7 questions in Part D. Out of the 7 questions, you have to only attend 4. So 4 into 5, 20 marks you will be scoring from this session or part D, right? So it is a 5-mark question part. So out of 7 questions, only any 4 you can answer, right? Now the last part is, that is for 3 marks, which only consist of numerical problems. So in any of the other part, you will not have numerical problems. Numerical problems you can find exclusively in your part E, right? So each numerical problem will be containing 3 marks, and there will be a total of 6 questions, out of which only 3 you have to attend. So you will get a total of 9 marks, right? And adding all of this together, what you will get? 70 marks. So this is your 70 marks from theory. So I hope that is clear to you, right? So the last part E is completely for numericals. So this is the question paper pattern consisting of part A, B, C, D and E, right? So all together you score your 70 marks. I hope that is clear. Now let's discuss the theory according to the branches, right? So the first one is your physical chemistry, the first 3 chapters, that is solution, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. So those are the hours which is given, which is prescribed by the board, right? So solution requires 14 hours and a total of 13 marks will be from this chapter, right? 13 marks from solution chapter. Electrochemistry requires 14 hours, 14 marks from this chapter. And the next one is chemical kinetics, again requires 14 hours and the marks is 13 marks from this chapter. So total physical chemistry you will get a 40 marks. I hope that is clear. Moving on to inorganic chemistry, wherein you have DNF blocks and coordination compounds. DNF blocks, 12 hours, 12 teaching hours is required. Total number of marks from this chapter is 11 marks, right? Coordination compounds requires 12 hours and the marks is 12 marks from this chapter. So, inorganic chemistry together you will score 23 marks. Now, the next one is organic chemistry, wherein you have haloalkanes and haloarenes, right? It is for 9 marks, right? Haloalkanes and haloarenes for 9 marks. Alcohols, phenols and ethers for 12 marks. Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids for 14 marks. So, out of the organic chemistry chapter, this is a very, very important chapter. Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid. Next is amines, which gives you 8 marks. And the last one is biomolecules for 9 marks, which will give you a total of 52. So this is from the organic chemistry part. So from here itself, you should be very clear what is the weightage of each chapter and accordingly you have to prepare. I hope that is clear. So you can see here electrochemistry is an important chapter here, as well as coming to organic chemistry, aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids a very important chapter. So accordingly you have to see. Now we are going to discuss in each chapter which mark questions you are going to get. Right. So let's see. In solution, the first chapter, you will get 2 1-mark questions. Right. You can see here part A, B, C and D is given. In that C itself, I have written the or mentioned the numerical problems. Right. So you can see, you can get 2 1-mark questions and you will have 1 2-mark question that will be in the part B. And from part C, you can have 3-mark questions. Right. 3-mark questions will be there, out of which 1 is theory and 2 will be numerical problem. So these 2 numerical problems will be for 3-mark itself, which you can find in your part E, right? I hope it is clear, right? So hence you will get a total of 13. So when you are preparing solution chapter, you will get to know that of course there is no 5-mark question. There is no 5-mark question. It will be 1, 2 and 3-mark question. Out of those 3-mark questions, 2 will be numerical problems, right? So you have to give importance for numerical problems from solution chapter, right? Moving on to electrochemistry, you will have 2 1-mark question and you do not have any 2-mark question from this chapter, but you will have 4 3-mark questions, right? So this is important. 3-mark questions you are having. So you will have here 2 theory questions and 2 numerical problems. So these 2 numerical problems will come in part E, right? And 2 theoretical questions also, right? Moving on to chemical kinetics, part A, that is 1-mark questions, MCQs or fill in the blanks. You will have 2 questions, right? And part B, you have 1 question. Part C, again, you are having 3 questions. 1 will be theory and 2 are numerical problems. So, all these 3 chapters, solution, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics are very important because you have 2 numerical problems from each of this chapter, which will come in your part E. So, it is very, very important chapter, right? Now, moving on to the physical chemistry chapters. First, you have DNF block elements. Part A, you have 2 questions. Part B, you do not have any questions, that is no 2-mark questions, and 3-mark questions, you are having 3 questions, right? So, as I said, this is a completely theoretical chapter. You don't have any numericals from here. So, all the 3 questions will be theoretical questions, which you can find in part C, right? Moving on to coordination compounds, you will have 1 1-mark question, 1 2-mark question, and 3 3-mark question, right? And you do not have any 5-mark questions in either of these 2. So, accordingly, you can prepare. There will be no long answer questions here, only until 3-mark questions you will be finding. So, I hope it is clear. Moving on to organic chemistry now. The first one is haloalkanes and haloarenes. So, you will have 2 1-mark question and 1 2-mark question you will be having. There is no 3-mark question, and you will have a long answer question, which is a 5-mark question, which is split into 3 plus 2. Right, it will be split into 2 parts, 3 plus 2. So that you will have 1 question, right? Moving on to alcohols, phenols and ethers, you have 2 1-mark questions. You don't have 2 or 3-mark questions. Directly, it is a 5-mark questions that you are going to get, and you will have 2 5-mark questions. See, 5-mark questions, 2 questions you are getting. So, it is important there. So, 2, 3 plus 2 questions you will be getting from there. Now, aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid, you will have 2 1-mark question, 1 2-mark question you are having, no 3-mark, and directly 2 5-mark questions you are having. So, this is a very important chapter. Now, moving on to amines, you will have 3 1-mark question, that is MCQ or fill in the blanks, and then no part B or part C, directly you have 1 5-mark question. Now, last one is biomolecules, wherein you have 2 1-mark question, 1 1-mark question, no 3 marks, and directly 1 5-mark question. So, all of this together, you will get 70 marks. So, chapter wise, I hope it is clear how many 1-mark, 2-mark, 3-mark and 5-mark questions you will be having is clear for you. So, that is regarding the complete structure of the theoretical syllabus that you are having for your second PUC examination, right? Now, moving on to the course structure of your practical exam. So, as I said, the 70 marks you will be completely getting from the theory, and the rest 30 marks will be completely from your practical examination, right? So, here you can see the syllabus for your practical exam. So, your first experiment is salt analysis. So, in the lab, we are doing only simple inorganic salts, right? Wherein you have to identify 1 acid radical and 1 basic radical, right? So, that is salt analysis. For the identification of 1 acid radical and basic radical, the confirmatory test for that, as well as writing the procedure of all this in a systematic way, all together, you are going to get a 10 marks from just the first experiment, that is salt analysis. I hope that is clear. Moving on to the next one, that is volumetric analysis. This year we are doing KMnO4 versus more salt, right? KMnO4 versus more salt, as well as you have KMnO4 versus oxalic acid will be also there, right? KMnO4 versus more salt, and you have oxalic acid as well. So, this will give you a total of 10 marks. That is for doing the titration process, the procedure, as well as writing down and calculating the strength as well as the concentration, complete calculation and the procedure to be written. Finally, you will get a total of 10 marks, right? So, the third part is Viva, wherein the questions will be asked from the syllabus of the practical exam, what we are going to discuss, right? So, you will get a 4 marks from that. And the last one is your record submission. So, it is very important to neatly maintain your record. It has to be completely binded with brown paper as well as neatly labeled, written neatly as well, and submitted on time. So, for that, just for the record submission, you will have 6 marks, which will be giving you total of 30 marks. So, in total, you are having 2 experiments only. One is salt analysis, one is volumetric analysis, right? So from that itself, you are getting 20 marks. Then you have your Viva, you'll get 4 marks. Record, you'll get 6 marks. Total, it will be 30 marks. I hope the practical mark distribution is also clear for you. So now these are the 2 books that you can use to refer your chapters. So these are the ones which is prescribed by the NCERT. You have part A as well as part B here. The same we are following for the Karnataka syllabus as well. So this comes in 2 parts, part A and part B, right? So these are the ones which you can completely rely upon for your final exam. So by this I come to an end to the discussion of the syllabus as well as the blueprint as well as the question paper pattern for the session 2024-25 for your second PUC. So I hope the distribution, mark distribution and the scheme is clear for you. So let's meet up in the next session with our first chapter, that is solutions. So that's all for today. Thank you.